Hi everyone, Mrs. Friebolin here, back to continue our adventure of escape from Mr. Lemoncello's library. Everyone, please take your seats, Dr. Zinchenko said to the parents gathered around the conference room. Where do our kids come home? Said one of the mothers. Rose has soccer practice at 2. The librarian nodded. Mr. Lemoncello will. Just then, a door opened at the far end of the room, and revealing the eccentric billionaire dressed in a bright purple tracksuit and a plumed pirate hat. He was eating a slice of birthday cake. Mr. Lemoncello, his banana shoes burp squeaking, stepped out of a room filled with a dozen black and white television monitors, the kind security guards watch all day. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me on this grand and auspicious day. Today I'm pleased to announce the most marvelous, stupendous game ever created. Escape from Mr. Lemoncello's library. The entire library will be the game board. Your children will be the game pieces. The winner will become famous all over the world. How? Asked one of the fathers. By starring in all of my commercials. TV, radio, print, billboards, cardboard cutouts, and toy stores. His or her face will be everywhere. Mrs. Daly raised her hand. Will they get paid? Oh yes, in fact, they'll probably want to call me the giver. And what exactly does Haley have to do to win? Escape from the library? I thought the title gave it away. Mr. Lemoncello tapped a button on his pirate hat, and an animated version of the library's floor plan was instantly displayed on all the TVs. Whoever is the first to use what they find in the library to find their way out of the library will be crowned the winner. Now then, the children cannot use the front door or the fire exits without setting off alarms. They cannot go out the way they came in. They can only use their wits, cunning, and intelligence to decipher clues and solve riddles that will eventually lead them to the location of the library's super secret alternative exit. And ladies and gentlemen, I assure you, such an exit does exist. The parents around the table started buzzing with excitement. Participation, of course, will be purely optional and voluntary. Several parents started to pull out their phones. And please do not attempt to phone, email, text, fax, or send smoke signals to your children, encouraging them to enter the competition. We have blocked all communication in and out of the library. Only those who truly wish to stay will stay and play. Anyone who chooses to leave will go home with some parting gifts and a souvenir pirate hat very similar to my own. They'll also be invited to my birthday party tomorrow afternoon. I've been sampling potential birthday cakes all morning for breakfast. Mrs. Keegan crossed her arms. Will the game be dangerous? No, said Mr. Lemoncello. Your children will be under constant video surveillance by security personnel in the library control center. Dr. Zinchenko and I will also be monitoring their progress here in my private video viewing suite. Should anything go wrong, we have paramedics, firefighters, and a team of Navy SEALs, each with the heart of a samurai, standing by to swoop in and rescue your children. It'll be like the Hunger Games, but with a lot more food and no bows and arrows. Why not just give the kids play one of your games? Why all this fuss? A parent said. Because, my dear friends, these 12 children have lived their entire lives without a library. As a result, they have no idea how extraordinarily useful, helpful, and funful, a word I just invented, a library can be. This is their chance to discover that a library is more than a collection of old books. It's a place to learn, explore, and grow. Mr. Lemoncello, I think what you're doing is fantastic, said one of the mothers. Thank you, said Mr. Lemoncello. If any of you would check on your children, please join us in the other room. Oh, they're a lot of fun to watch, said Mr. Lemoncello. However, Mr. and Mrs. Keeley, I'm afraid your son does not enjoy the theme song from Rocky as much as I do. Chapter 16. Rocky had done his job. Kyle and everyone else locked inside the library was definitely awake. Even Charles Chillington had come down from the rotunda reading room from Mr. Lemoncello's private suite. The only essay writer not with the group was Sierra Russell, who Kyle figured was somewhere reading a book. We're still locked in, said Haley. This is so lame, said Sean. It's like 11:30. I've got things to do, places to be. Look, guys, said Kyle. They're probably opening the front door right after we eat or something. Well, where's that ridiculous librarian, said Charles Chillington, who was never very nice when there weren't adults in the room. Yeah, said Rose. I can't stay here all day. I have a soccer game at 2. And dudes, said Sean, I have a life. Do you children require assistance? Said a soft motherly voice. It was a semi-transparent holographic image of Mrs. Tobin, the librarian from the 1960s. She was hovering a few inches off the ground by the desk. "Yes," said Kayla. "How do we get out of here?" The librarian blinked. "I'm sorry. I have not been provided with the answer to that question." "Will we be getting brunch soon?" Chillington said. "I'm not hungry, but some of my chums sure are. After all, it's 11:30. The kitchen staff has recently placed fresh food in the Book Nook Cafe. "Thank you, Mrs. Tobin," said Chillington. "Would you like anything? A bowl of oatmeal, perhaps?" "No, thank you, Charles. I'm a hologram. I don't eat food." "I guess that's how you're so thin and skinny," he said. Kyle shook his head. The smarmy guy was oilier than a soggy sack of fries. He even sucked up to a hologram. Chillington and the others traipsed off to have breakfast, but Kyle and Akimi stayed with the librarian. "I have a question," said Kyle. "I'm listening." "Is the library lock-in over? Are we supposed to go home now?" "Mr. Lemoncello will be addressing you shortly." "Oh, thanks, Mrs. Tobin." "You are welcome, Kyle." As the librarian faded to a flicker, Akimi said, "By the way, Kyle, before we leave, you need to check out the room I slept in last night." "The boardroom?" "Yeah. They call it that because it's filled with board games." "All Lemoncellos?" "Nuh-uh. Stuff from other companies. Some of it goes way back to the 1890s. I think it's Mr. Lemoncello's personal collection. It's like a museum up there." Kyle's eyes went wide. "You hungry?" "Not really. I ate too much last night." "You think we have time to check out this game museum?" "Follow me." The two friends bound up the spiral staircase to the second floor, where they found another set of steps to take them to the third floor. When they entered the boardroom, Kyle was blown away. Wow! The walls were lined with bookcases filled with antique games, tin toys, and card games. "This is incredible." "I guess, Akimi, if like games." "Which, I do," Kyle said. They spent several quiet minutes wandering around the room, taking in all the wacky games that people used to play. There was one display case featuring 8 games with amazing illustrated box tops. A tiny spotlight illustrated each one. "Wonder what's so special about these games," said Kyle. "Maybe those were Mr. Lemoncello's favorites when he was a kid." "Maybe," but the slogan etched in the glass confused Kyle. "Luigi Lemoncello, the first and last word in games." "But these aren't Lemoncello games," he said. The first spotlighted game in the case was Howdy Doody's TV game. After that became Husker Du, You Don't Say, Like Minds, Fun City, Big Six Sports Game, Get the Message, and Rough and Ready. "It's a puzzle," said Kyle. "I thought they were games." "They are. But if you string together the first or last words in each title, you get a message." "Really?" said Akimi. "You're sure it's not just a bunch of junk somebody picked up for 50 cents at a yard sale?" "I'm positive," Kyle said. "Howdy, do you like fun games? Get ready." Mikhail barged into the room. "There you are. We need you guys in Electronic Learning Center now." "Why?" "Charles Chillington wolfed down his breakfast, then raced up here to finish the game he started last night, so he can enter his name as the first high scorer." "So?" "The game he's playing is all about medieval castles and dungeons." "So?" "He's escaping through the sewers, and the game has smell-o-vision. Have you ever smelled a medieval sewer? Trust me, it is foul and disgusting." The three of them dashed down the hall and entered the stinky room where Charles was sitting in a vibrating pedestal chair, thumbing the controller. His avatar sloshed through the sewer pipe. The subwoofers built into his seat made a squish and a splat as he trundled across the floor. "Whoa," said Kyle. "Knock it off, Charles. You're pumping out a total tear gas." "Because I'm in the sewers underneath the horse stables. It's the only way out of the castle. I'm going to win another game, and that's 2 for me, Keely. How about you?" "Yo," said Miguel. This room is 2 stories above the cafe. The ductwork is connected." "What's your point?" "You're making everyone's food smell like horse manure." "Who cares? I'm winning." Charles' chair went flump again, but this time Kyle smelled pine trees? Like one of those evergreen air fresheners people hang in their cars. "Ah, this stupid thing's broken," said Charles, and he jumped out of his chair and kicked it. "I wouldn't do that if I were you," said Kyle. "Why not?" "Because there's a security camera right over there, and it's aimed right at you." What? Where? See that blinking red light? Suddenly an image of Kyle pointing on the camera lens appeared on every video screen in the Learning Center until it was replaced by Mr. Lemoncello. Chapter 17. Excellent escape plan, Charles, said Mr. Lemoncello. Thank you, sir, said Chillington, smoothing out his pants. And just so you know, I saw an ant crawling on the side of the chair. That's why I kicked it. How very thoughtful of you, Charles. Mr. Lemoncello, said Akimi. Yes. How come the sewer started smelling like pine trees? Because I enjoy the odor of pine trees much more than the stench of horse poop. How about you? Definitely, she said. Now then, will everyone please join us upstairs in the Electronic Learning Center? I have an important announcement to make. Kyle heard feet clomping down the stairs, and soon Andrew, Bridget, Yasmin, Sean, Haley, Rose, and Kayla hurried into the room. Are we all here? Said Mr. Lemoncello. Everyone expects Sierra Russell, said Kyle. Ah, yes. I saw her downstairs reading When You Reach Me by Rebecca Steed. We'll reach her later. It's nearly noon, and I'm eager to move on to the next round of our competition. What competition? Asked Yasmin. The one we're about to begin. Sir, said Sean, I have stuff to do today. That's fine, Sean. You are, of course, free to leave. If the rest of you do not wish to stay and play, kindly deposit your library cards in the discard pile. A tile on the floor popped open, and an empty goldfish bowl atop a column rose up about 3 feet. Just drop it in the bowl there, Sean. Attaboy. Follow the flashing red arrows on the floor to the nearest exit, where you'll receive a lovely parting gift, along with my everlasting admiration for your essay writing abilities. Bright red arrows danced across the floor. Sean followed them. What happens if we decide to stay? Asked Akimi. You'll be given a chance to play a brand new, exciting game. Is there a prize for the winner? Asked Haley Daly. Oh, yes. Now Miguel raised his hand. Mr. Lemoncello, what do we have to do to win? Simple. Find your way out of the library, usually using only what's in the library. Awesome. Lame, said Kayla. I'm out of here. She plunked her library card in the fishbowl and followed the blinking arrows out the door. Does anyone else want to leave? Sorry, sir. I have a soccer game at 2, said Rose. See you guys later. She dropped her card in the discard bowl. The instant she did, bells rang, confetti fell from the ceiling, and every electronic console in the game room started going ding, ding, ding. Congratulations, Rose, cried Mr. Lemoncello. For sticking to your prior commitments, you will receive our special prior commitment prize. A complete set of Lemoncello sticker picture games and a laptop computer to play them on. Enjoy. Charles Chillington stepped a little close to the security camera. Sir, might we assume that the prize for winning your brand new game will be even better than a laptop? Yes, said Mr. Lemoncello. You may so assume. I'm in, said Chillington. Me too, said Kyle. Me too, said Akimi, Miguel, Andrew, Bridget, Yasmin, and Haley. Sierra wandered into the room. Her nose was buried so deep in a book she didn't even notice Mr. Lemoncello's gigantic face on the video screens. Something going on, she said. More to the book than the people. You bet, said Mr. Lemoncello. Sierra's head snapped up. Oh, hello, sir. Greetings, Sierra. Sorry to interrupt your reading. I just have a quick question. Will you be staying or leaving? Well, sir, I'd like to stay if that's okay. Okay, it is wondrous. Another word I just made up. Now then, to read the rules of the game, because every game needs rules, here is your friend and mine, Dr. Zinchenko. The video screen switched to a close-up of the librarian with her red hair and glasses. Your exits from the library must be completed between noon today and noon tomorrow, said Dr. Zinchenko. Mr. Lemoncello's head popped up in the corner of the screen. Tomorrow's my birthday, by the way. Mark your calendars. And then he ducked out of frame. Our security guards will continue holding your cell phones, said Dr. Zinchenko. You may not use the library computers to contact anyone outside this building. You may, however, use them for research. You may also request 3 different types of outside assistance. 1, ask an expert, 1, librarian consultation, and 1, extreme challenge. Please be advised, the extreme challenges are, as the name implies, extremely difficult. If you pass the challenge, your reward will be great. However, if you fail, you will be eliminated from the game. Kyle figured he'd avoid asking for one of those, unless he really needed to. To use any of these lifelines, Dr. Zinchenko continued, simply summon Mrs. Tobin. Chillington raised his hand. Yes, Charles. Would you mind telling us the prize for the winner? The video screen switched to an image of Mr. Lemoncello, who had done some sort of quick change. Now he was wearing sunglasses and had a silk hat on his head. He looked like a flashy Hollywood movie star from 1939. Fame and glory! The winner will become my new spokesperson and will star in all my promotions. We'll be famous, said Yasmin, fluffing her hair and smiling for the cameras. Haley stepped in front of Yasmin. I've done some modeling work for the shoe store in Old Town. Yasmin stepped in front of Haley. I've done an extra in a hot dog commercial once. Well, I'm a cheerleader. While the two girls continued to primp and pose for the camera, Dr. Zinchenko came back on the screen and quickly rattled some final words. Your library cards are the key to everything you need. The library staff is here to help you. The way out is not the way you came in. You may not use the fire exits. If you do, an alarm will sound and you will be eliminated from the game. For safety purposes, you will be under constant video surveillance and you will be recorded. In the unlikely event of emergency, you will be evacuated from the building. Creating an incident that requires evacuation does not count as having discovered a way to exit the library. Are there any questions? Just one, said Andrew Peckelman. When exactly does the game begin? Mr. Lemoncello's face appeared on the screen. Good question, Andrew. I don't know. It's noon. How about let's say, I don't know, now. I think that's a great place to stop for today. See you later.